Are the sales of digital products something that you are looking to do with your blog or maybe doing now? Well, if that's the case, I want to give you six specific reasons why I think that you should turn your blog into a membership site. Now, typically when you think of a membership site, you're probably thinking in terms of monthly automatic renewal billing. And that's certainly a real sexy business model. It's what I build here at the Blog Marketing Academy, and it's got a lot of great things. But actually, what I want to do is go a level up from that and just talk to you about the membership site platform itself, because you don't have to use it to sell recurring products. You can use it to sell anything really. And in fact, from that perspective, I want to explain to you why I think that turning your actual blog into a membership site platform would be a really good idea for you, especially if selling digital products is something that you want to do. So let's go into 6 specific reasons why I think that this should be a move that you make. The first reason is that ebooks are kind of old school stuff. People really, here's the thing. A lot of bloggers, when they think of what their first product should be, they do think oftentimes, I'm going to go make an ebook. And the thing is, let's really look at how useful the ebook is. If you're trying to teach somebody something, is an ebook, is some big long PDF document really all that useful? Typically not. When people read, it's usually going to be in a casual way. Like fiction is great in printed online, not printed, book format. When it comes to learning material, then we need to take in other modalities of learning here. A big, long written document isn't really the way to go because you can't do video, you can't do interaction that way. There's a lot of things missing. You can do pictures, but video is really a much easier way to go these days. The other thing is that the whole nature of the book itself has a bit of a price cap to it, because when you go to the bookstore, what do you expect to pay for a book? Maybe $30 tops. Sometimes they're a little bit more than that, but there's a price cap there. And it's just something that places a perceived value cap on the nature of a book. Now, ebooks are something where the perceived value is actually even lower than that, because so many people give ebooks away for free now. You can go on Amazon and buy them for $2.99. And so you're basically playing in the kiddie pool with a bunch of people giving away free stuff and really cheap stuff. And unless that's your price point, why waste your time? And so you leave the entire thing alone and give yourself a better student experience by putting it on your blog into a membership site platform. Lest we forget that a membership site is really just, they've got to log in to access something. That's really all it is. They're on your blog, they're going to log in, and they're going to get access to something that they purchased. And it's just a lot easier to do that, a lot more valuable to your readers if they're not doing an ebook. Number 2 is that it's simple for your repeat customers. The thing is, if you have multiple products, and you really should, you can't just rely on one, then with a membership site, everybody has one single account on your website. And then depending on what they buy, everything that they purchase goes into the same account. So they're going to get a username and a password, and they buy product X, and there it is. They have access to it. And then later on, if you release another one, let's call it product Y, it just shows up under the same username and password. And so it's just a much more simpler user experience than, once again, giving them a downloadable ebook or something, which, face it, what do you usually do with all these PDFs that you've downloaded? Do you just put them on your hard drive and say, I'll get to it later? Probably. But when it's on your website, it's all in one central place. You could keep it updated in a much easier way because you control the whole thing on your blog. It's not as if they downloaded this PDF and there it sits and you can't do anything about it. And it's just a much easier thing for your customers to just log into the site they're already used to seeing you on, and there's all the stuff they paid for. Reason number 3 is that it turns your blog into a real business platform. The thing about your blog is that it's not a business. Your blog is just the marketing platform for something else. And typically that something else is not going to be on your blog itself. A lot of information marketers will typically send people off to other websites from their blog. Or if you are a service business of some kind and you've got a blog, you're getting people to fill out a contact form or something like that. But all the business takes place elsewhere. One of the few ways that you actually turn your blog into an actual business platform is by turning it into the membership site itself. Because then when they're reading a free blog post, they're on your storefront. They can see other stuff that you've got that's premium level content that they can just click and buy all right there. They're literally in your store the moment they come to your blog. And when you turn it into a membership site platform, that's really the only way that you can do that. And I guess unless you set up WooCommerce on there and you're running an e-commerce business, but I would imagine that most of you guys, if you're reading this blog, are probably not in the e-commerce business. You're probably looking to create more of a digital knowledge type of a thing, in which case this really is the only way to actually turn your blog into the actual business platform itself. You're literally turning it into your store. Reason number 4 is that you can provide premium content via the blog itself. What I mean by this is that you can actually do content upgrades, but content upgrades typically is thought of as a list building tool, and it works fantastic for that. But another thing that you can do is actually build in members only exclusive upgrades into your actual blog content if your membership site and your blog are one and the same. Because most good membership site platforms, and I use MemberMouse myself, I think it's a great platform, you can put in little short codes right there in your blog post and put in content in the blog post itself that your members only will see. And anybody else either will not see anything in that particular spot, or you can give them, hey, this content is protected, and link them off to your sales page. And so essentially what you're doing is you're turning every piece of blog content into something of value for your members, as well as a marketing opportunity to your non-members, okay? And this is something that you can do when the membership site and the blog are the same site. It's just a really easy thing, and it's also efficient because when you're creating a blog post, you can create members-only content at the same time. It might take you a little bit longer to create that bonus material there, but it's something that you're providing real leverage to your time by killing two birds with one stone. Reason number 5 is that it provides a lot of product flexibility. And what I mean by this is that you can repurpose your content in a really easy way. And an example of this is that, let's say you create some material, a new course for your members. You could then splinter off that course and turn it into a front-end product as well. And then you can actually set up an actual funnel here by having a front-end product that they can buy when they opt in or something like that. And then right after they buy that, they're offered an upsell into your membership, or it could just be a trial into your membership. And these are things that you can do because the entire funnel experience is now being powered by your blog. It's all right there in the same place. And it's just really, really easy. You have a lot of flexibility when you do it this way. And because you've now turned your blog into the store, then every single visitor to your site is basically in your place of business. Lastly is reason number 6, and that is that you can concentrate on what you do best, which is to simply create content. Now, here's the thing. If you think that you've got to create really fancy formatted content to sell in terms of creating really fancy ebooks and stuff like that, then even though you might be able to create really great content when you're inside of WordPress, you run into the technical problems of how do you make these fancy videos, or how do you, create some really beautiful formatted ebook product. The thing is, what you do inside of WordPress every day isn't really all that different than what you could do to deliver to your paying members, because we can have it all in one place, which is WordPress itself. It makes it to where you no longer have to jump into a whole different tool to create your paid content. It's right there. When you want to update a piece of members only content or a course, it's right there inside of WordPress. All of your paid stuff, all of your free stuff is all in the same installation of WordPress, and you're simply protecting it via your membership site plugin. That's the way we run it here at the Blog Marketing Academy. I have the lab, which is where all of the training content, I think we got 22 or 23 courses in there right now. It's all right here on the same exact site as my blog. It's all in the same place. It's just that it's protected content. It's not blog posts. We have it set off into course content, but it's all in the same site. And I just go into WordPress and I do all the work, whether I'm working on stuff for the lab or whether I'm working on stuff for you guys to look at here on the blog. It's all the same. And it just makes it so much easier. It simplifies things, makes it easier to sell it after I'm done. It's got a lot of great things going for it. Now, the tools that I use to run this are MemberMouse. That's the big one that I use. I use MemberMouse as my membership site platform. It's a plugin on top of WordPress. So WordPress is where everything happens. And that's pretty much the guts of it. In terms of my landing page, I use Thrive themes. I use the Thrive Content Builder specifically. And then all my courses are organized in a custom way using a theme called Memberoni. It's just that I've hacked the heck out of it and it looks different now. That's basically just a function of my theme. But that's how it works. Now, let's back all the way up to the beginning. If you want to sell digital products on your blog, if this is something that you're looking to do to monetize your site, then I highly recommend that you look into creating a membership site right on top of your blog. Make them one and the same. Now, I don't want you to think that you've got to jump into a monthly recurring program. I know that's where everybody wants to head, but when you're first starting out, that's generally not the best place to go because you haven't really proven the concept yet. You'd be doing things out of order. So what you would want to do is just use your membership site platform to sell one-off things to begin with. Something that you might put into an ebook, you are now going to simply put it into a package of protected content right there on your site and sell it that way. And then you've got that flexibility to be able to grow from there. Okay, so those are 6 specific reasons why I think you should turn your blog into a membership site. Hopefully that was helpful. I'll see you next time.